Hello dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. DC Saxena, Professor and Head of the Department of Food Engineering and Technology at Sant Longowal Institute of Engineering and Technology, Longowal. I am here to present the paper Technology of Spices and Condiments. And in the present module, you will be knowing the importance of grading and curing of turmeric by Mr. Mandeep Singh as a co-author.
Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Mandeep Singh from Sant Longowal Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today I am going to talk about module number 28, which is of paper number 10, that is Technology of Spices and Condiments. In this module, we will discuss about the grading and curing processes of turmeric in detail. Turmeric is known as a golden spice of India. Its common name is haldi as well. The turmeric plants were cultivated initially by Harappan civilization earlier in 3000 BC. It is basically a tropical plant of ginger family, is the rhizome or underground stem with a rough segmented skin. It looks much like ginger and turns things into a lovely orange-yellow shade. Turmeric is of Zingiberaceae family, and Zingiberaceae family is a family of tropical monocotyledonous plants of order Muceales. Turmeric is also known as curcuma longa or curcumin. India, which is the major producer of turmeric, can alone produces 90% of the total production of turmeric. The present module is concerned with the turmeric, its grading and curing. In the present chapter, various products of turmeric and processing of turmeric will be discussed. Various products of turmeric that could be discussed are dried rhizome, second, turmeric powder, third, curry powder and oleoresin. However, processing of turmeric will include its harvesting and sweating, curing, drying, polishing, grading, grinding, packaging and its safe storage. Turmeric is used in a wide variety of foods of the cuisines of southern Asia, but locally it also applies as an antiseptic for the skin abrasions and cuts. Therefore, it has medical significance in Hinduism and in Indian cultures as well. Turmeric is a dried rhizome of herbaceous plant and is closely related to ginger. The spice is also sometimes known as Indian saffron due to its color. However, India and Pakistan are the significant producers of turmeric, which has their regional names based on the language and the country. But commonly, haldi can be employed in both regions as well. It is native to tropical South Asia and needs a temperature between 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. The underground rhizome imparts a distinctive flavor to a food, but it is also used to provide food with a deep indelible orange color. The name appears to derive from a Latin word terra merita, which means merited earth, possibly related to saffron. Turmeric contains up to 5% of the essential oils and up to 5% curcumin or polyphenol. Turmeric is used in a wide variety of foods of the cuisines of South Asia. The types of turmeric. Turmeric's warm aroma, bright color, and ginger peppery taste are relied upon in cooking throughout Asia. It is best known as a spice that gives curry powder its distinctive color. There are two dominant types of turmeric found mainly in India, that is, Madras and LAP. The Madras turmeric is preferred by the British and Middle Eastern markets for its more intense, brighter and lighter yellow color, better suited for the mustard paste. These are also known as primary products. LP turmeric contains about 3.5% to 5.5% volatile oils and 4% to 7% curcumin. It is mostly grown in Tamil Nadu and marketed from Erode. This variety is grown in Erode, Salem, Coimbatore, Dharampuri and Trichurapalli district of Tamil Nadu. The rhizomes are mustard yellow in color and have a curcumin content of 3 to 3.5%. Madras turmeric is the preferred type in United Kingdom and in much of the European continents. Most turmeric is marketed in polished form, but a considerable proportion remains unpolished. The second most popular variety is Alleppey finger turmeric from Kerala region of India. It is preferred by cooks because the powdered form has a flavor most similar to fresh turmeric. The Alleppey root is dark in color due to the high concentration of curcumin. The orange-yellow flesh Alleppey turmeric is predominantly imported by the United States, where users prefer it as a spice and food colorant. In contrast with Alleppey, the Madras type contains only 2% of volatile oils and 2% of curcumin. The other type of turmeric that are commonly found across India and somewhere in the world are Rajpuri turmeric and Nizamabad turmeric. First of all, we will discuss about the Rajpuri turmeric. It is grown in a Maharashtra state and marketed from Mumbai. It is sometimes regarded as a superior variety to Madras turmeric, which it resembles in a characteristic and possesses similar curcumin content of 3.5 to 4%. It is mostly marketed in a polished form and is the main variety exported to Japan. Within India, the Rajpuri type is produced in a greater quantities than any other variety and accounts for 15 to 20% of the total turmeric production. On the other hand, LP variety of a turmeric accounts for only 1% of the total Indian production. All the Madras varieties taken together account for more than 50% of the production. Now, we will discuss about the Nizamabad turmeric. It is grown in Andhra Pradesh state, particularly in Guntur, Karimanagar, Kudappa, and Nizamabad. The color content of this turmeric is pale yellow and it is not more than 2% of curcumin content. This variety is mostly sold in Dubai market. It is purchased for grinding and then mixing with other turmeric varieties. Normally it has a finger length of 6.7 cm with grit of 7.2 cm. The total weight of the finger is about 21.07 grams. Now discuss about the products of turmeric. The dried rhizome. Turmeric is mostly imported as a whole rhizome. Rhizome comes as a fingers, bulbs and splits. Fingers are the secondary branches from the mother rhizome. The bulb and splits are the bulbs cut into halves or quarters before curing. Rhizome quality is judged by a clean and a smooth skin, uniform skin and a flesh color, and a clean snap or metallic twang as described by the Indian Ministry of Agriculture standards. Turmeric cleanliness specifications for import pertains to whole rhizome. Traditional method of drying, that is, the cleaned fingers were cured by boiling for 40 to 50 minutes in a water till it start frothing with white fumes, giving a typical odor. The water was then drained off using a bamboo baskets. These were heaped on a drying yard and allowed to cool to a room temperature and then subjected to different drying methods. Of these improved methods, the cleaned fingers were taken in a perforated galvanized mild steel drums and were immersed in a kettle containing the alkaline solution, which is 0.1% sodium bicarbonate. The whole mass was boiled till the fingers become soft. Cured and uncured turmeric fingers of 5 cm thick were dried by three different drying methods, that is, sun, shade net, and a mechanical method. The completion of drying was indicated when the fingers become hard, brittle, and would break with a metallic sound. Now, what is turmeric powder? Ground turmeric is mostly used on the retail markets and by the food processor. Rhizomes are ground to approximately 60 to 80 mesh particle size. It is important that ground turmeric can be packed in a UV protective packaging and appropriately stored. In the food industry, it is mostly used to color and flavor mustard. It is also used in a chicken boiling and soups, sauces, gravies, and dry seasonings. Recently, the powder has also been used as a colorant in cereals. In recipes outside South Asia, turmeric is sometimes used as an agent to impart a rich custard-like yellow color. It is used in canned beverages and baked products. Dairy products, ice cream, yogurt, yellow cakes, orange juice, biscuits, popcorn, color, sweets, cake icing, cereal, sauces, and gelatins, etc. It is significant ingredient in most commercial curry powders. In Nepal, turmeric is widely grown and extensively used in many vegetable and meat dishes for its color as well as for its potential value in traditional medicine. In South Africa, turmeric is used to give boiled white rice a golden color. In medieval Europe, turmeric became known as Indian saffron because it was widely used an alternative to the far more expensive saffron spice. Curry powder. Turmeric is such an important ingredient in a curry powder that it merits special mention. Curry mixes for vegetarian dishes contain less turmeric in the range of 5 to 10% because of its bitter flavor it would impart to the dish. Typical Indian curry powder for meat and fish dishes contain 20 to 30% turmeric, 22 to 26% coriander, and 12 to 10% cardamom and cumin, respectively, and 4 to 10% fenugreek, ginger, cayenne cloves, and fennel in a proportion from 1% to 7%. 26 curry mixes for a vegetarian dishes contain less turmeric in the range of 5 to 10%. Because of the bitter flavor it would impart to dish. The common recipe for the curry powder mix is that it will contain 4 parts of coriander, 2 parts of turmeric, 2 parts of ground yellow mustard powder, 1 part cayenne powder, and 1 pound grounded cumin and cardamom. Harvest is the process of gathering mature crop from the fields. Reaping is the cutting of grain or a pulse for harvest, typically using a sky sickle or reaper. The harvest marks the end of growing season or the growing cycle for a particular crop. Rhizomes are harvested 9 to 10 months after planting. The lower leaves turning yellow or stems drying and falling over are indications of maturity. It is possible for home gardener to just dig carefully at the side of a clump and remove rhizome as needed rather than harvesting the whole clump. Sweating. The leaves are removed from the plant and the roots are carefully washed to remove soil. Any leaf scales and long roots are trimmed off. This process of removing leaf and scales is known as sweating. The side branches or the lateral branches, which are known as the fingers of the rhizome, are removed from the main central bulb known as the mother. The mothers and fingers are heaped separately covered in leaves and left to sweat for 1 day. The mothers are the preferred material for planting the following years. The leaves are cut off and roots washed carefully in water. The lateral branches of rhizomes are cut off from the central bulb called mother. The fingers and mothers are heaped separately, covered in leaves to sweat for a day. Now discuss about harvesting. Harvesting time is also important for the turmeric rhizome. Turmeric is harvested when the plants are between the age of 7 to 10 months. As underground rhizome cannot be monitored from surface, the correct harvesting time can be characterized from the stems and leaves which starts to dry out and die back. The whole plant is removed from the ground and harvested. Proper care should be taken during harvesting so as not to cut the bruises to the rhizome. Bruised rhizome can lead to less valued product. Next is curing. Turmeric rhizomes are cured before being dried, which involves the boiling of rhizome until it becomes soft. Curing is done to gelatinize the starch for more uniform drying. During this process, the coloring material is diffused uniformly through the rhizome. They report the color deteriorates as a result of overcooking, but that the rhizome becomes brittle when undercooked. Optimum cooking is attained when the rhizome yields to finger pressure and can be perforated by a blunt piece of wood. The benefits of curing turmeric are reduction of the drying time, more even color distribution throughout the rhizome, more attractive, that is not wrinkled product that is easier to polish after processing, and the most important is the sterilization of the rhizome before drying. The rhizomes are sliced before drying to reduce the drying time and to improve the quality of final product, as it is easier to achieve a lower final moisture content in a small pieces of rhizome, providing the more surface for drying without spoiling the appearance of product. The rhizomes are traditionally sliced by hand, but there are small machines available to carry out this process. The cooked finger or bulbs are dried until they have a final moisture content of 5 to 10%. An experienced turmeric processor will know when the rhizome is dry enough, as the fingers will snap cleanly with a metallic sound. Traditionally, the rhizome pieces are laid on clean concrete floors and dried in the sun. This method can take anything from 10 to 15 days depending on climate and the size of rhizome pieces. It is important that the rhizome pieces are not placed in direct sunlight, as this will cause the color to fade. Using a mechanical dryer will result in a better color and a higher quality product. There are several different types of mechanical dryer that are suitable for drying turmeric. These include the tray dryer, cross-flow air tunnels, solar dryers, and cabinet dryers. The optimum drying temperature is near to 60 degrees Celsius. Temperatures higher than this range will result in a dark colored product. It is easier to achieve a lower final moisture content in a small pieces of rhizome without spoiling the appearance of product. There are several different types of mechanical dryer that are suitable for drying turmeric. These include the tray dryer, cross-flow air tunnels, solar dryers, and cabinet dryers. The optimum drying temperature is 60 degrees Celsius. There are some common methods that are employed for the drying of turmeric, of which sun drying is commonly encountered and are from the traditional methods. Fingers has to spread on a drying yard and exposed to sunlight for about 10 days and dried to about 10% moisture content. The second common traditional method is a shade net drying. The drying yards covered with shade net made of high density polyethylene are used and fingers have to spread over drying yards and exposed to sunlight for about 12 to 15 days or up to the moisture of 10%. There are another mechanical drying methods which includes the aluminium trays in a cross flow dryer and dried at 60 degrees Celsius for 48 hours and dried to the final moisture content of 8 to 10%. Now we will discuss about the process of polishing. After drying, the rhizomes are polished to remove the rough surface. This can be done by hand. Traditional method like shaking the rhizomes in a gunny bag filled with stones can also be done. Polishing drums are used in many places. These are very simple power-driven drums that have an abrasive metallic mesh lining. In some places, the rhizomes are sprinkled with solution of ground turmeric in a water during the final polishing to give rhizome the good color. Grading. Quality specifications for a turmeric are imposed by many importing countries. They refer to the cleanliness of the product rather than on eating quality. Bulk rhizomes are graded into fingers, bulbs, and splits. The Indian standards for turmeric follow the AgMark specification, that is, Agricultural Director of Marketing, to ensure quality and the purity of the product. The AgMark standards for the quality of turmeric are as shown above in the table. Proper care must be taken to meet the minimum requirements, otherwise a lot may be rejected and need further cleaning and or disinfection with the ethylene oxide or irradiation. Various grades were distributed among different parameters like good, fair, and special as discussed in the table. The process of grinding of turmeric. Grinding of turmeric rhizome is cutting and crushing the rhizome into the smaller particles, then sifting them through a series of several screens to get a fine powder. Turmeric is one of the few species that is usually purchased in a ground form. The whole rhizome pieces may be exported and then ground in the country of destination. Alternatively, the dried rhizome may be ground at the place of origin. Depending on the type of mill and the speed of crushing, the spice may heat up and volatile oils are thus lost. In the case of turmeric, heat and oxygen during the process may contribute to curcumin degradation. The flavor and aroma compounds are not stable and will quickly disappear from the ground products. Cryogenic milling under liquid nitrogen prevents oxidation and volatile loss. However, this is the most common method used for modern processing of grinding, but it is expensive and not widespread in the country. Packaging and storage. The grounded product in a powdered form must be stored and packaged with a proper care. Ground turmeric should be packaged in a moisture-proof, airtight polyethylene packages. Turmeric pigment is highly unstable as compared to the yellow synthetic colorant like tartrazine. However, if protected from the light and humidity, the curcuminide pigments in a turmeric powder and oleoresin are stable. Otherwise, these components can be lost. Therefore, turmeric rhizome and a powder should be stored away from a light and in a dry environment to maintain the product quality. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. After harvesting, proper care should be taken into consideration with the trade requirements because turmeric is a major exported crop of India. The most sought after exports from the India are dried turmeric, oleoresins, and a turmeric powder. In terms of volume, turmeric oleoresins exports accounts for about 200 tons per annum. Comparatively, turmeric powder constitutes a very small portion. Within the country, Andhra Pradesh leads in the production of turmeric and meeting an average of 55 to 57% of the total production. The main export regions of turmeric are United Arab Emirates, United States, followed by Bangladesh due to the good quality of Indian turmeric. Trade quality is directly affected by the type and extent of processing and transportation conditions. From the above slides, we can conclude that processing conditions like harvesting at a proper condition and age, curing, sweating, and drying, etc., directly affects the quality of turmeric and its derived products as well. Therefore, one should properly identify the risk during the processing to avoid the loss in the quality attributes of turmeric. Thank you.
You have been explained about different aspects of grading and curing. its advantages, benefits in the processing of turmeric. Now, the next important process in the turmeric processing is the powder making of turmeric, and this will be presented to you in the next module. Thank you.